Hi you guys, my name is Olivia. Welcome to my channel. I make videos about homeschool things and mommyhood things. Today I'm going to be sharing some of our back to school supply sort of things. I feel like each year I wind up getting less and less of back to school supplies because we're going into our 7th year of homeschooling, and I feel pretty good about the bulk amount of things that we have supplied in store that we need for day-to-day use. And here and there throughout the year, as things get used up, I just purchase them there instead of waiting until back to school time to make a big, huge purchase. So I love a good, long, lengthy back to school video, a supply video. I love watching those. I love shopping for back to school things, but I really kind of just kept things tight to exactly what we needed this year. So it's not going to be an extravagant sort of video with a bunch of things. So I am going to get started right away though. This year, if you watched my unboxing video, my curriculum unboxing video, I mentioned in that video how a lot of things, I didn't have a ton of curriculum to unbox for you. I did unbox a ton of books, but I didn't have a whole lot of curriculum to unbox because I was really paring down what resources I was purchasing, because then we have to store them somewhere. That's essentially where my issue comes up here in my home. We do not have a homeschool room. I don't even have a closet dedicated to homeschool things and supplies. They're really just kind of put where we can make space. I homeschool at our dining room table, or you know, the kids wind up finding a spot to go. But for the most part, a lot of instruction happens at the dining room table. So that means everything needs to be cleaned up at the end of the day and put back, because we use our dining room table for meals and other things. So what I did this year, normally what I've done, and I do think that this is especially helpful for younger aged kiddos, is whether I've ordered a hard copy or I've gotten a digital copy and I've printed it myself, I have printed out just that, spiral bound it, put a hard front and back on it, and then we put each subject up on the shelf and each one has its own spiral. I absolutely see the necessity for this and the usefulness of that method, and I will continue to use that for different things. But this year, I kind of wanted to just go old school and see if it made a difference for us. I bought binders. And I'm gonna put dividers and then put the different subjects behind the dividers like the good old days. Now, did I start doing this in 3rd grade? So in the beginning, I should have mentioned, school for homeschooling, I have a soon-to-be 7th grader and a soon-to-be 3rd grader. I don't think, no, because you're in elementary school and everything's taught by one teacher. I didn't really have one subject in a binder like this, probably until junior high, but I think it's gonna work really well. I was really hoping to get everything at one place this year because I just was kind of exhausted with shopping around, and this summer flew by, and this is the first time for me that I felt like I wanted summer to last longer than it has since like I've been a kid myself. I've always been like really ready for fall and to get back into school, but this time we are really enjoying our summer. I'm just kind of tired of shopping around. I looked for certain things that I wanted from Target. I couldn't find everything I wanted from Target, and so then I was like, okay, well, I don't want to check out Walmart and Staples and Office Depot and also Amazon. So I made what I could at Target, and then I put the rest in at Amazon and I called it done. So these things are from Target. They are 2-inch 3-ring binders, and I got one for both my son, for my daughter who's going into 3rd, and I also got one for me. This is gonna be my son's. I love that it has 2 pockets. I don't think I noticed that. All of the ones that I found do have the D ring because we have a lot of subjects to fit in here. I'm gonna not make like a ton of resources up on the shelf. And I appreciate the flat side so that when you open things, they sit flat and they don't like curve, you know what I mean, depending on how thick amount of things you have in here. So I got this really pretty green color. I am going to encourage my kids to do the old school thing that we did where, you know, they decorate it and put it with different pictures, stickers, photographs, backgrounds, scrapbooking stuff, like the good old days, how I used to do. I'm going to have to show them how, which is why I got myself one similar. I got one for myself too, because for each of those subjects that I'm teaching my kids, there's a teacher's guide or a parent guide that comes with it that I also used to then just print out and spiral bound or have hard copied, you know what I mean, up on the shelf myself. So I also needed something to keep all of the parent guide stuff in. So I got one for myself as well. These are the Target brand, the Up and Up brand, and then I saw this one for my daughter. I was gonna just pick her out a pink or a purple or a yellow one of those, but I saw this, I just thought it was too pretty. I thought that this ombre was so pretty, and I know she's really, really gonna like that, even though it's probably gonna get covered up with stickers and all the things. But this is also a 2-inch binder with the D-ring, and it has one pocket over here. So this is Target. These are so cute. Okay, I'm just going to complete by store. So the rest of what I got from Target was, I got this. I thought this was so cute. My son loves Star Wars. It comes with a Star Wars pen. This is a composition notebook. This is by the UB brand. And the only thing is, this is wide ruled. He's kind of moved into the realm of college ruled paper. But just in case he needed a notebook for something, I was trying to think of each of the subjects, what he was actually going to need. I don't think he's necessarily going to need this. I couldn't pass it up though. I wanted him to have it before it made its way out of Target, and I just thought that it was so cool. So this notebook. So this year my son is going to be taking a writing class, not from me and not via video from me either. I have a friend that I met years and years ago, back when we both used to go to our local Wild and Free co-op, and she recently went to the Cersei Institute over the summer. She took classes, and she's offering a writing course. I will go into that if you want more detail on that. I'll talk a little bit more about it in my son's curriculum video for the school year. Anyway, I'm bringing him to her house where she's hosting a class full of a handful of students and teaching them writing there. So I'm nervous, but also excited, because this is the first like academic subject that I've kind of outsourced in that sort of way. I got him a pencil pouch, a pencil case, and also a spot for him to hold his calculator. So it's essentially like a little game console. Does anybody else have kiddos that love video games? I'm sure most of you guys do. My son is no different. My son loves video games. I thought this was so fun, so cool. When you open it up, it does have 2 different pouches and then just the open space, and it's a hard case. So I thought that that would be nice to keep his calculator and all of that. Also, my son, for our Awana program that we are a part of, he's moved up to the junior high age group, and just it will be another thing to hold all of his stuff. So he'll have a backpack, and it'll work for going to all the things, all the places, bringing all of his supplies that he may need. Okay, we really truly didn't need a whole lot of other stuff. I did not mean to get this one specifically, but we did need some more liquid glue. I got clear. I don't know why I got clear. I intended to get white, and I got clear. But I did this. I needed to reach $35 online so that I could get shipping from Target, because I had all of this shipped to me, because our Targets are so picked through. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't get there early enough in the summertime to get a good dibs on school supply shopping. So accidentally, but got clear Elmer's glue. Actually, I got these way back in summer, like in June or something, maybe July, when I was at Target. I found these. I hope that there's not too much of a glare on it. I found these, and they're these little subject whiteboards. Essentially is how I'm going to be using them. I don't know what they are intended to be. It does come with a little dry erase marker. Maybe if I take the plastic off, it won't have a glare. Okay, I'm just going to show one. It does have little hooks up here if you guys are going to want to mount them or what have you. It's an acrylic board and it has different colors in all these squares. I'm gonna make a statement here. I hope it doesn't super shock anybody, and not to be dramatic, but just to be a little bit dramatic because I think it's funny. I'm not using a planner this year. I'm not. And I know some of you are like, because I know so many people love listen, I love a planner. I love one. I look through them every year, all the new drops from all of the companies for planners. I never fill them out. I forget, and I wind up realizing how things work, so I just open and go when I get used to our curriculum, and then I don't wind up using them. Instead of having to go through ahead of time and do the whole week, or even, and I know some of you are like, well then just reverse plan. You guys, you know what, that actually makes a lot of sense, and for everybody out there who is smart and does that, like, good on you, okay? But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wake up in the morning, I'm gonna look through all of the things. For my son has one, my daughter has one. I'm gonna say for math, do this. For, you know, social studies, do this. For language arts, I want you to do this activity. Then it's like, it's low commitment. It makes me feel less anxious about, I feel like when I have it written down and then we don't get to it, I get then in my head about how to fit in the rest of the things during the week, how to move things over, how to roll things over. Should I just drop it, come back to it when we can? Should we just like not visit it? I don't know. There's something about writing in a journal. I mean, writing in a planner, and it shouldn't be. This is just the way my head works, but it stressed me out. This is low commitment, low amount of time, just so that, you know, I'm not having to bounce back and forth all of the time and saying, okay, now that you're done with this, now move on to this. Now that you're done with that, now you move on to this, or what have you. This way they can look at what they're supposed to do, they can choose what order they're going to do it, etc. It's going to be a little different for my daughter. She's not completely student led, but that's okay. All right, all of that was Target. I will link it if it's still available down below in the description box. The rest of what you're going to see is from Amazon. First thing from Amazon, you guys, how late in the game am I? Like, really, for real. So when I saw this on Amazon, first of all, I just wanted some loose leaf paper, loose leaf lined paper in the house. Again, I got caught up in what it was, and I chose it even though it wound up being wide ruled, but I think in reality, college ruled would better fit the person who's going to be using loose leaf paper the most. That being said, okay, let me try and open the full package first. I got paper that comes in colors that is not just white. This reminds me of Legally Blonde, you know, or like Clueless. Like, can you imagine? Like, it would have been so fun to have different colored paper and, you know, like have a different color for each subject, or just have fun and motivated writing because the color was in a different, or the paper was in a different color. Is that just me? Is that just me? I thought that this was so fun, and it came in different, like there was a pastels package, and I can't remember what they named the other ones, but there's different hues in each different package that comes with multiple different shades of this. Again, it's wide ruled. I just love that the paper is different colored and it's not white. I think that this is so fun. This must have been around for a while, but not while I've been needing loose leaf paper, because I'd never come across it before. I love it. I think it's so cool. I bought the package of the multicolored loose leaf wide ruled paper. All right, we needed little like personal sized erasers. Again, for whiteboard erasers, we use personal sized whiteboard all of the time for a million subjects all school year round, and the other ones were so dirty they were not erasing well, they were leaving stuff behind. They're full, they're totally full, so got some new ones. All right, last year I also showed something very similar. I got some animal kind of decorated erasers, and one side had the eraser part and then the other side had the little rolly. The ones that we got last year worked so well, and we used them down to the very bits. Oh, people just got home, so that's gonna be really loud. I'm probably gonna have to pick up recording again when it's quieter out there. So these are a different brand. They're not exactly the same, and I'm hoping that they erase really well. I did read the reviews on them, And they said, the people who reviewed these said that they erase well, but it's essentially the same idea. It's like a little animal on the outside. One side eats up all of the eraser bits that are left behind, and then there is an eraser on the top. These worked really well for us last year. So let's see, there's a bear, a llama, a koala bear, a lion, a tiger, a hippo, panda bear. I think this is supposed to be like a Shiba Inu dog. Or maybe another little bear. I'm not too sure. All right, there is a unicorn, a frog, a cute little pig, and then I think it's a mouse. Okay, there is two, I'm pretty sure there's two sets of these in here. So these are binders. Nope, these are dividers for dividing, for use in the binders. So I got a set for me and a set for my daughter, and there should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then each one has a front pocket as well. So, and then the write on subjects, 2 sets of those. This is probably one of my most used, other than like pencils and things like that. Label paper. This is fantastic for putting in your printer, and then that way you can print something off and just stick it into your binder or your composition notebook or what have you, and the back just comes off, but the top is printed, you know, with whatever you want it on, and it makes it so much easier and less messy than using tape or staples or glue, and it doesn't manipulate the paper, so you can still use the other side of the paper when you turn the page. So I print things onto label paper all of the time and put it in our notebooks that way. This is a little pack of 100 just like animal stickers, something for my daughter to choose some for her binder. And then also my youngest, I have a notebook that has the material in the pages that is kind of like a reusable sticker notebook sort of thing, so that maybe she can be entertained a little bit when I am trying to teach some lessons this year. My youngest is 2.5. That's not going to be super easy for her. A lion. So these were really fun. That's what these are for. Okay, I also got my daughter a pencil pouch. This one has little dogs all over it. My middle daughter loves dogs. She loves all novels and books that have to do with dogs. She loves when she sees dogs out and about. So this one has a really big, wide spot in the back. So for pencils, or it has these little loops to keep things in. A couple clear spots, more loops, and then the nets. And then this one closes up, and it's got a center pouch as well. This is going to be for when we do school out and about, or for the Awana program, my daughter is in one of the middle levels, and she's going to be required to have pens and pencils also for doing book work. So one of these. Okay, more cute little stickers. These are like food themed, adorable. I have not decided on if I am bringing any of these to, I'm also a leader for that Awana class, and for 3rd through 6th grade girls, and just as like as an incentive for when you finish something, you get to pick out a sticker, or an attendance sort of little sticker for when you show up. Go ahead and pick a sticker for attendance. So some of those are kind of like, I have another thing to show you that I also use for incentives for completing book work or what have you. Okay, lastly, I got some pencils for my daughter. These are Ticonderoga, and these are the pastel ones that are already sharpened. So I got a pack of these for her. I love Ticonderoga, and the eraser works so well, but the eraser goes so quickly. For my son, I got a pack. He loves the friction pens. So I got him a multiple multicolored pack of the friction pens. These are the fine point 7, which is, I'm pretty sure, what he's been using the whole rest of the school year also. So I got these for my son. There's 5 tabs in here for 5 different subjects. These are dividers for his binder. These have a really big space here, and then it also has a pocket this way, and it's got a top that can also come out and close up like that. I thought that these were really neat, and it looks like these hold more than the little side slide pockets for the dividers that I showed you that I got for my daughter and I. So these just come in a multi-colored pack as well. And then when I found these, I was not sure actually which one my daughter would like more. So I picked up the same one. I just got them in different colors for my daughter in case she likes these types of dividers more than these ones. And honestly, thinking about it too, these ones might be better for my daughter to use just in general, just to hold all the little pieces that she might be asked to cut up or what have you. But also because I will have lots and lots of subjects and teacher resources to use. So I might have to just double up on dividers for mine for each of the different subjects, because there's multiple subjects for each of my kids that I'm going to be having resources for. So that's what this is for. Okay, I have one last thing to show you, but to be honest, I thought that I'd purchase pencils for my son too, like just normal pencils for him to use if he just got tired of writing ink. Okay, lastly, something that I got, this is also for my Awana girls, but Awana starts up at the same time that it runs the school year. So they're these itty bitty little, I'm sure you guys have probably seen these everywhere. They're these little resin toys. Like this is a cute little bird of some sort. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see what else is in here. There's this plump little cute seal. Here's like a little ram. Anyway, it's this selection of these different little resin toys. So what I did last year was so there's normal bookwork that you do, and the girls can pick a sticker for completing that, which is what I did last year. You get a sticker for attendance, and then if you did that week's bookwork, I also offered you a sticker. There's also an opportunity to do a silver and then a gold extra credit. That is not necessary, but if you do choose to do it, one, you just learn so much more about the Bible and you really get into it. But I gave them those little erasers, like the tiny little novelty erasers that you can kind of take apart. They're like little puzzles. And there was a giant pack of like 150 of them or something like that. And so if the girls did silver or gold, I said, you guys are welcome to choose an eraser from the box. So I didn't want to do erasers again because I'm having probably a good majority of those same girls are going to wind up being in my group this next coming year. I got these little resin toys to see if this incentivizes them to go above and beyond. And you can't also just choose to do silver or gold. You have to do the lesson for that day. So it's not like they're only gonna do silver or gold and not actually do the lesson just to get the little resin toy. But I thought these were so cute. Hopefully the girls are really excited about these this upcoming year. Okay, that is it for school supplies for me this year. Again, we run out of things sometimes during the middle of the year and I wind up picking them up and replenishing our stock or what have you. But as far as colored pencils, markers, crayons, twistables, we have so much of all of that. So I definitely did not need to repurchase. We also did not destroy our watercolor sets. So I have a lot of those. I probably could have done with purchasing some more brushes, but I feel like, again, I might just pick those up in the middle of the school year when the ones we have are no longer usable. I tried to just keep it to necessities or things that we actually really did need to use that we didn't already have this upcoming year. We're good on like construction paper, scissors. I feel like I might have also purchased glue sticks and I don't know where those are either. So, I mean, maybe there's a couple things about that I don't have to show you that I actually had intended on showing you, but for the most part, that is it. If you guys have questions on anything I purchased or are you guys wanting to see how I set up the binders and how I set up, or maybe my binder, the resource binder, I am happy to walk through one of those with you guys if you guys are interested in that. For everything that I can find links to, I will put all of those links down below in the description box. And I will also link my other 2 past school supply videos down below. They're old, they're years old, so I don't know how much is still, like how many of the links are still up to date or accurate. But if you want to take a look at some of the other things we use and we have in our household for homeschooling, I will link those down below too, in case that is helpful for anybody. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.